All right, let's dive into something pretty dark. Today, we're going to tackle a massive philosophical question. What exactly is a superior human? And to do that, we're taking a journey into a system called the Grand Architecture, a place where the search for perfection might just cost you everything. So let me start by asking you this, and really think about it. Imagine everything that makes you you, your ability to reason, your most cherished memories, your capacity for love. Now, what if some higher power, some grand system, looked at all of that and didn't see strength, but saw a dangerous glitch, a fatal flaw that had to be deleted? And that's exactly where we meet our central figure, who we'll call the Seeker. Now, this isn't just some curious guy. He's suffering from what the source material calls the terror of being. Think about that. The very weight of his own unique consciousness has become this unbearable pain. He's come to believe that his humanity itself is the problem. And this right here, this breaks down the entire conflict perfectly. From our human point of view, that spark of reason is everything, right? And a memory of love is what gives life its meaning. But from the architect's perspective, nope. That spark is just a fleeting error. That memory, it's a bug in the system, messing up the perfect, absolute geometry of the higher plan. And then you get this quote. It's so cold, so clinical. Individuality isn't a sin you need forgiveness for. It's a technical issue. It's just an imperfection to be purged, like you're debugging a piece of software. It sets a terrifying stage for the kind of solution this system is going to offer. So when you're in that much pain, you'll look for any way out. And right on cue, this figure shows up, known as the Pale Redeemer. He seems to be offering the Seeker the one thing he wants more than anything, an escape from the pain of being human. But as we're about to find out, this cure, well, it's way, way worse than the disease. The Redeemer offers what the Source calls a false cure, and it's a really twisted idea. The goal isn't to heal you or help you find peace. The goal is to end the pain of your existence, by ending your existence altogether. It replaces you with something that's perfect, sure, but also completely hollow. And here's the sales pitch, the seductive idea at the heart of it all. The Redeemer's core teaching is that it is always better to be part of a perfectly unified whole, even if that whole is corrupt, than to be a flawed, free, messy individual. It's the ultimate trade. Give up your freedom, and we'll give you perfection. And this transformation, it's not some gentle spiritual journey. It's a dark, physical ritual. The source is very clear. This isn't a purification, it's a forced conversion. It is the systematic, step-by-step dismantling of the self. And the process is just horrifyingly specific. Step 1, you have a Eucharist, but it's with blood that literally stains and binds you to the will of the system. Then comes the crown of roses, but the thorns don't go on your head, they wrap around your physical heart. And finally, the mark of the anti-God, a permanent seal that just erases everything that makes you unique. Each step is a deeper and deeper violation. You have to understand, this isn't something that just happens to him while he's unconscious. He is awake for it. This quote gets right to the horror of it. He feels it happening. He feels his own identity being stripped away, feeling himself being overwritten and turned into a soulless copy. And that brings us to the climax of this whole story. The ritual is over. The Seeker awakens. He is now, officially, among the other higher men. He got what he wanted, or so he thought. The true reality of what he's become is just about to crash down on him. He finds himself in this place called the Silent City, and it's in that perfect, ordered, absolute quiet that the awful truth finally dawns on him. The promise was fulfilled. He is a superior human, but it's nothing like what he imagined. And there it is, the architect's real definition of perfection. A superior human isn't an enlightened individual. It's a former individual, someone who has achieved the total annihilation of their selfhood. They've been completely absorbed, broken down, and folded back into one giant, singular being. This analogy from the source material just makes it so chillingly clear. Think about a beautiful hand-painted tile. It's unique because of its specific colors, its little imperfections. Well, the superior human is that same tile after it's been thrown into a grinder and turned into a fine gray powder. It's lost every trace of its identity, but hey, it's now perfectly useful as a building material for someone else's tower. Which, of course, brings us to the final awful question. Why? Why does this system even exist? What is the ultimate point of creating all these annihilated beings? Well, the answer is just depressingly practical. It turns out these new superior humans have become a resource. They are now what the source calls luch, and luch is just a term for the spiritual energy that's harvested from their annihilated souls. They're not people anymore. They are living batteries. And that's the bottom line. Any shred of spiritual meaning is just gone. The seeker who wanted so badly to transcend himself has been reduced to mere data or food for the system. He's fuel, an input. That's it. So this is the endgame, a state the source calls the new nihilism. It's a system of total bondage that's been disguised as perfection, a mindless, perfect whole where every part moves in absolute unity, simply because it has no choice. Its only job is to serve the unquestionable rule of the architect. The seeker's story is, an extreme parable. But it leaves us with a really unsettling question to turn back on ourselves. In our own lives, in our own quests for self-improvement, for order, for perfection, what parts of our own humanity are we willing to grind into powder to get there?